Hi, Luigi Maria. Good to see you again.
Hi, no, very good to see you.
So we have a last question, which is a set of questions. So we sort of grouped it a little bit, and it's all around the concept of data fluency and the skill set of HR professional in a much more HR analytics driven environment. So so we have several questions. I'll summarize by saying, people saying they have an HR background in social studies, they don't have sort of a data analytics background. How do I start? How can I, can I improve myself? I'm not data fluent. How can I build skills for myself as well as for my teams? We talk about data fluency a lot in our conversation. But on the other hand, if I'm an HR professional and I already have sort of, good sort of data capability and sort of analytical thinking, what else should I do to raise my game in the new world of HR analytics?
Yeah. Very good question. And I believe there are two macro options or two macro steps. First of all, let me share what I believe is not necessarily the most effective. So I believe that if you don't have a very strong analytical engineering or data scientist background, entering into the world of the coding, R, Python, could become a real challenge. Meaning I've seen very successful HR professional investing a couple of years to develop Python skills and entering in an analytic team, but this is a direction of career. So when people are talking about the R, SQL, the Python, unless you really want to take the career as a data scientist, data analyst, or data engineer, is not necessarily an easy or a quick win. I'm not saying that you should not do it because you always have to follow your passion, but the return on investment could be quite long and is a clear steer on your career. Then what do you have? You have two other elements. If you're really at the beginning of your data fluency journey, my advice would be to invest on two elements. The first one, building data-driven hypotheses, and the second is data interpretation. Even if you don't know how to code, even if you don't know what is Power BI, even if you don't know how your analytical platform works, still the trigger of everything is converting an idea, a business need, into something that you can test. Meaning converting a business dynamic into a set of hypotheses that you can decide to test with data. And the more we are effective in connecting, sometimes I say a gut feeling into something that I can test, this is what the data fluency is the ability of converting an idea, a gut feeling, in a set of hypotheses to be tested by someone else. The second element is that, okay, you converted a gut feeling, hypothesis, someone tested, you have the outcome. Ask yourself, which are the next set of hypotheses you want to test out of this outcome? You have the first data outcome, read it, analyze it, try to think, is this really answering? There is any bias? Can I really draw this clear conclusion? And if the answer is no, ask yourself, which is the next question? It means whatever training you can get in terms of hypothesis building, structural thinking, lateral thinking, this is going to help you to become more data fluent. If you're already in that domain, so if already it's relatively easy for you to convert a gut feeling in something to be tested, reading the outcome and developing a new set of hypotheses, that somehow is the role of what you can call an analytic translator, a business translator, someone that is translating a business into an hypothesis. You can decide about entering progressively in improving some of your technological skills, becoming very strong in Excel, even starting understanding how Power BI works, not that much in terms of how you do the coding behind to clean up the data, but maybe how to have different data visualization. This is going to progressively make you more independent to have, okay, I have my data set, for example, about performance results. I don't have to ask someone else that is going to give me an answer in 3 days, but I can try to play around for a couple of hours and do a quick test. So again, to recap, if you go deep technical, you're changing your career. If you are at the beginning of your data fluency journey, invest in what is called a translator capabilities. Gut feeling into hypotheses to be tested. If you're already there, and this is already great, guys, please give me a call if you're there. Happy to have a chat. You should start investing on the evolution of Excel. That could be data visualization tool, a Power BI, and so on. This is how I can see a bit of structuring of the data fluency approach.
Great, very clear, very clear. Thank you. Very, very, very helpful. I think you know, different people will be at different stage of that journey. So I think that's very, very practical and concrete on how to help them.
One of the things that also I'm advising and now we're also developing in ING is that a lot of colleagues that maybe they do not have a data background in the beginning of their HR careers, and in the future they're going to become like HR business partner or senior HR business partner, they spend 6, 9, 12 months on the people analytics side, just to understand how do we challenge each other, how do we structure, how do we test hypotheses, how do we try to visualize, what does it mean when you want to use the data and having the green light from a GDPR, DPO, the complexity of having data that are dirty. What does it mean if you work with dirty data and you have to clean them up before you try to visualize them? Even joining team as a junior at the beginning of your career is something that I'm strongly encouraging you, because this is a kind of background or a kind of knowledge that you can bring with you for the rest of your career.
Yeah, and as you say, it's a mindset. It's the mindset of going from a gut feel to an hypothesis, right? And so that yeah. The earlier you can pick that up, the better.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Great. Well, Maria, thank you very much. No, those were the questions, I think. No, I think we covered pretty much everything.
And no, thanks a lot. And all of these are really insightful questions. And let me say, somehow the same question that I'm facing every day. What I have to develop is global or local? Do I have to try to build a platform, to buy a platform? Do I take a platform of the existing one? How do I help my team and my colleagues to develop themselves? If I'm developing something new, which is the impact on the roles of my colleagues? Do they have to be retrained or reskilled? So all of these questions, they were perfect. Let me say, the question that I'm waking up every day. So thanks for asking.
Well, thank you for taking the time to helping us get some answers. And on behalf of Kingsley Gate, thank you for your time.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.